talks about energy generating ball. And first off, I'd like to thank the fans for the energy that they brought to the stadium. I mean, it was buzzing to start the game, and then Dante's interception for a touchdown just really ignited it even more. And then Forbes comes back with the interception. We've been talking about we need turnovers. They brought the ball to life, and but it started with the fans, the way that they showed up, and hopefully this Sunday the fans are going to bring the same energy, and the players feed off of it. So we're really appreciative of that from the fans, and hopefully we'll give them the same type of performance that we gave them last week. The players, they played hard, they played fast, they played together, communicated is what it was supposed to look like, and so now it has to stack it. All right, it has to be every week, and I feel like that it will be. And so with that, I'll take any of your questions.
Did you do something differently, or was there some sort of breakthrough that led to turning the ball over?
They caught the ball. I mean, Tay's play. To be honest with you, Tay had an interception in the same part of the field in practice. He didn't go score with it, and so we put it up there. Hey, you're gonna have opportunity on this call to go score, and it happened in the same area, and he scored with it. Forbes, man, it was just a really nice job of how he read that out. He read two going away with the coverage that we were in, was able to slide inside, and it sort of messed the receiver up because he read it so quickly. I think the receiver at the time just stopped on the route, and Forrest went and got the play. So it was Jason Simmons and Tommy Donatello's just done a nice job of communicating how to pass routes and how to communicate it, and the players brought it to life.
What have you thought of Caleb so far?
Caleb, he is a very talented young man. You see why he's was regarded the way that he's regarded coming out. I have the same respect for him. He can throw the ball from the pocket. He can throw it on the move. His arm contortion, where he can get the ball out from different angles, is really impressive. He can escape inside and outside. When he sets his feet, he can make any throw in the book. So he's a talented young player that's going to be good for a long time in this league.
You seem to really have improved in recent weeks as a defense. Are you able to glean things from maybe earlier in the season that you can use and exploit when you face?
Say it again, please.
Caleb, just his improvement in recent weeks.
Okay.
As a defense, are you guys able to kind of look at what you struggled with more early in the season and kind of exploit that?
Well, I think they've sort of changed what they've done, offensively from the first two games to now. And so, they're not necessarily running the same concepts that they ran early on that he had some issues with. So that's where he's improved that.
I want some credit for the mic catch.
That was a very nice catch. The ball is life. Yeah. The mic is life, yeah.
With Dante, he also had some other instrumental plays in that game. What have you seen from him lately?
I probably haven't highlighted him enough coming in here. He's a very physical player. Dante's always going to play on the edge. He's going to give you everything he has, but he has real juice to be able to get to the quarterback, move the quarterback. He's a guy that I don't necessarily have to pressure with when he's on the field. I know he's on the field. We can be more of him in a four-man. I don't have to bring five elements with him on the field because he has the ability to beat the tackle. So I've been pleased with Dante, the physicality and the way that he plays. He's a lot like Oos in that way that he's always going to run through people, and if I tell him to run through that wall, he's going to hit it hard. So.
And then when you talk about Caleb, what's the challenge with him matched with the receivers they have and the tight end they have as well?
Well, every game you're going to have eligibles that are premium players, and they have a number of them. I think Moore is just a really good player that really hasn't got the credit over the years. He's a good catch and run guy. I've had just so many battles with 13. He just over the years when he was at the Chargers, man, 2015, he came to Green Bay and gave us a day, and so just a lot of respect for those eligibles. And so we have to just do a good job because the running backs running well. The screens, they run the screens as good as anybody in football, especially with Swift and Moore. So, we have to make sure that we do a great job of leveraging the screens. Screens play by 11 men. We have to set the edges inside out. If they get their bigs out to block our littles, our bigs got to come tackle their littles, And so we have to set the edge and be ready to go from that standpoint there.
so far. I'm sure you want even more. But is there anything else that, with getting a few more, that is sort of stands out to you as what the next step you're looking for from your defense?
I just want to continue to play consistent, ball. The thing that we did probably as good in that game as getting turnovers, we didn't allow a bunch of explosives, and that came from the communication. And so if we can eliminate the explosives, because we're tackling well, we're running, we're hitting, all right, and then we force the turnovers, get the ball back to our offense's hands, that's going to produce wins, and that's the energy that we're looking for and that we want to play with.
And you get Jordan McGee back. Obviously, it's been a while since he's been out there. What were you kind of envisioning for him with his role or possible responsibilities before the injury, and where is he kind of at now?
Well, we're still looking. It's still early in the process of getting him back and the fit and flow of how we're going to use him. So that's a process that we're trying to, get, because I feel that we're moving into a groove, and so we just have to make sure that we can put him in that groove and not slow anybody else down at the same time. So it's a process right now.
Forbes, what's the balance between trying to kind of grow him as a player and get the most out of him sort of long term, and also have him have an impact on the field and
well, you can say Emmanuel, but it's all the players. First thing that we're trying to do is win, okay? And like I say each week, we're going to use the players that we feel give us the best chance to win that particular game. But we're a development team. We do our EPP every day just to make sure that we're getting guys better. And Emmanuel, coming out of college, had a knack for the ball, so we know he has those ball skills. But I'm not going to try to single him out or anybody else. Every player we're trying to take as far down the journey individually as we can, with the number one goal as to win that particular game. So I'm not trying to dodge your question at all, but that's how I see it.
Obviously, you didn't coach Montez Sweat at all when he was here, but he was here for a long time. What do you appreciate about his game and kind of the pass rushing ability?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't watched Montez. When I was in Dallas, I was on the other side, and I haven't watched him at all. So,
first game without John Allen, what was your impression of kind of the guys who stepped up and were playing on the end?
We talked about, that's what, when you have guys that get hurt or have to miss the game, other guys have opportunity to come in and play. And I thought they played well. I thought they played as a collective. There wasn't anybody out there trying to do anything individually, staying outside of what we were doing. And that's what we're going to have to do. You have a talented player like John that you're missing. It's not going to take one player. It's going to take multiple players to fill that void. And we do have the bodies that play well. I think Phil is playing some of his best ball here as of late. I've been telling him that. It might not necessarily show up on the stat sheets, but he's a big man playing big. He's taking doubles. He's pushing people back. He's pushing the pocket. The things that we ask big people to do, he's doing it. And then Johnny, I like to see, just the juice that he can bring us to keep being electric inside.
And with Jordan McGee coming back, does that free you up to use Frankie Lugo as a rusher a little bit more often?
Well, I don't think, Michael has freed us up to do that as well in certain standpoints. So the way that we're going to use Jordan and Frankie, we've used Frankie all over the place anyway. So I don't think we've been limited much in that at this point. We use them everywhere, and whenever we need to feed the stud, we feed them. Yeah.
Hi, Coach.
Hey.
What do you think that this defense is hitting the mark the most so far?
The physicality. I mean, when I put the film on, we run and hit. All right, we might not be right all the time, and we're trying to get there, but we run and hit people. If you put that film on from the last game, there was a simple play that Frankie, they ran the ball to our right, and he didn't make the tackle, but he went. I think he hit the guard and whoever our shade was. He just threw his body in there, and that's what we want to be known for. Running, hitting, and turning the ball over. So that's what's been consistent.
Being a young quarterback, as you said, all the things that he's able to do, what are some of the things that you think you can do to rattle him a little bit, being that he is a rookie, but he has played well?
Yeah, I'm going to save that for Sunday, all right, because hopefully it works. But I'm not going to let anybody see that right now. So.
A couple more?
Yeah.
Just in general, when the trade deadline is coming up, when the team makes a move, when you guys are on a bit of when you have good momentum, what's the challenge of bringing in somebody new? Obviously, you hope they're talented, but to integrate them to what you're doing when it seems to be
To be honest with you, that's a great AP question because my mind does not even go there. I have the collective of men that we have, and until they tell me that somebody else is going to be added, I don't even think about it. So that's a great question for him. That's where we take the guys, and each individual player will have a skill set that they need to work on. And so, and it's different for everybody. And we have it as coaches. There's things that I have to work on as coaches, and we all work on. It's something that Dan has done since I've known him. And it's about growing every player, every coach, and every situation that we can get into.
You played a lot of D-linemen, a lot of snaps. I think there's like 8 between 15, 23, defensive back rotation. Is that a matter of you getting to know these guys and what they can do, or what's the philosophy, I guess?
Well, day one, remember, we talked about rolling with a deep crew. And we want to be fresh in the fourth quarter. And the only way that you're going to be fresh in the fourth quarter is if you play people and give people a break so they can go. And that's the point to the EPP where we're developing the skill sets of those guys so we have confidence and everybody has confidence that, all right, if we're going to take Payne off for a couple plays, that Phil can come in and give quality reps so Payne is fresh in the fourth quarter. And so that's the thought process behind it. It's a long season. We want to roll with a deep crew. We want to make sure that we're fresh not only in the fourth quarter but towards the end of the season when everything matters, that we still have a fresh football team that can run and hit to the way that we want to run and hit. Yeah, we were mixing guys in the backfield. Now that's a little bit different. Because I want to see people in different spaces. I think Forbes needs to play. I think Mikey, Noah, they've played well, but I want to see Forbes. I want to see Mike Davis get out there some. And so, we were starting to put a combination of how we're feeling. And then I think the safeties from a standpoint, Percy is a starter in my mind. I don't feel like I've done a good enough job of giving him enough snaps. He's played really solid football, but so has Quan and Chin. So, it's been a little bit difficult getting him the snaps that I think he deserves because he's a really, really good football player. And so that's why the secondary, you've seen some movement there. But it's solid movement. We've got certain guys playing to the field. We got certain guys that play inside, certain guys playing to the boundary. And then the safeties know their role from that standpoint there.
Played out the rotations in advance, like second series.
Yeah, I'll tell between the series. I'll tell each coach, all right, who I want in from that standpoint. And then with the D-line rotation, they tell me who's in, and then I'll call it accordingly to, all right, if Tay's out there, I know I could make certain calls. If Tay's not out there or DA's not out there, all right, I got to stay away from certain calls. And so that's how it works.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, y'all have a great day now.
I'm guessing about maybe it's evaluating player performance or something like that.
Maybe I'm not.
He came on for 2 questions. The guy